Here are 4 stocks I'm thinking of buying this week. Like many of you, I put money into the market either on a weekly basis and trying to increase my portfolio over time by adding to my positions. On today's episode, I want to take a quick look at 4 stocks that I believe are sitting attractive and ones I want to increase my overall portfolio and position size in. Right now, it's definitely been kind of a crazy time. So again, I just want to say congratulations to any investors that are still here. I do feel like a lot of retail investors have kind of jump ship and have put investing away for some time, and this is probably one of the best times to be investing when things look scary, right? It could continue to look scary. The market could continue to be red for numerous months, numerous weeks, maybe even a year, who knows? But I do believe these prices that most stocks are at right now are going to be super cheap compared to where they will be in about 4 to 5 years. And that's what we have here, right? That long-term mentality. So again, congratulations for still being here in the market. Before we go any further, make sure to let me know in the comments below, what are some 4 stocks that you have your eyes on this week? It's great to share with the community. Everybody has different investment thesis or different investment kind of ways that they go about it. So it's great to kind of share that mentality with others. So if this is your first time here, make sure to hit the thumbs up, make sure to hit the subscribe button, check out the pinned comment for free Discord, free newsletter, and a lot of great investing links. So let's get started.
I do want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and make sure to check out fool.com/Jose to get the top 10 stocks to buy right now.
So if you're familiar with the channel, you know I'm huge with the semiconductor companies, both from educational experience and where I used my previous work experience. So the first company is going to be in the semiconductor market. This is going to be TSM. This is one that I have been adding on over the past few weeks, over the past few months, because I do believe, and it is kind of a brand new position of 2022 for me. I do believe the semiconductor market is sitting at very attractive levels due to a lot of fears of consumer spending decreasing, but the semiconductor market is seeing a huge amount of support from enterprise and kind of data centers, which I do believe will provide a nice tailwind for the kind of headwinds we're seeing in the consumer market. So right now, TSM sitting at about $90.78. We can see from its 52-week high, the stock is down about 35%. This company does have a dividend yield of about 2% at the moment. And let me just say this, it's also growing at pretty impressive levels. They recently reported their monthly revenue numbers of April 2022. Revenue was up 55% year over year. That's insane. The second thing they mentioned is between January to April, their total revenue has increased about 40% year over year. So this is a huge growth company with a nice dividend play. If we take a quick look, not only are they growing their revenue in their most recent earnings, they grew 36%, but they're also improving their net profit margins. Net profit margins have increased about 2.7 percentage points compared to a year ago, and now is sitting at profit margins of around 41%. Some final things is TSM, for those not familiar, they are a company that makes the chips for a lot of these designer companies. For example, AMD designs chips, TSM produces the chips for them. There are reports that they are warning their clients that they are going to do another price hike in 2023. So again, they're going to increase not only their revenue, but with price hikes like this, they will also increase net profits. Now, the second company we're going to take a closer look at is another semiconductor company, and this is going to be Qualcomm. It does get a nice portion of its revenue from mobile devices and phones, but they are expanding their solutions to other markets. Right now, they're sitting at about $131, another one that pays about a 2% dividend yield. And you might be like, Jose, why are you shifting up on us? Why are you doing dividend stocks? I'm really not. All these are going to be, you're going to see huge growth potentials, and they also come with the benefit of dividends. If we take a quick look from its 52-week high, the stock is down about 30%. It hasn't been beaten up too much like some other players, but Qualcomm, most recently, they did announce their new generation of chips. They make chips for pretty much mobile devices. It's known as the Snapdragon. So the Snapdragon 8 Plus has come out for higher tier systems, and also the Snapdragon 7 Gen 1 for more of just like your cutting edge mobile. Not only that, they're also kind of focusing in pretty cool technology for augmented reality. They also kind of create chips for smart kind of AR glasses, and they are kind of improving their technology here. We're seeing a lot of big players from Meta, from Microsoft, from Google, all kind of shifting into this kind of AR market. And I do believe this is going to be a huge winner here. If we take a quick look at their most recent earnings, revenue was up 41% year over year. Net income was up 68%. So this is a company that's profitable. It's also positive in cash flow from operations, and it's also growing its revenues at impressive levels. If we take a quick look right now, they are pretty much, like I mentioned, a mobile company, but they are growing their expansion into other players. The RF front end, which is done in a lot of things like automotive and IoT. They're also a big player, becoming a big player in the automotive market. We are seeing kind of smart vehicles becoming a real thing, and kind of just the market growing over time. Not only that, EV vehicles as well, and then just the Internet of Things. Robotics is becoming a huge player. We're seeing companies like Uber, like other companies, starting to test out pilots for autonomous delivery systems. We see e-commerce really big in this space already with autonomous kind of robots in their warehouse. So again, a really big market. I think Qualcomm is set up at a great place. Now let's jump outside the semiconductor company. The third company I'm looking to add on is Shopify. This is one that I believe has gotten beat up like no tomorrow. Right now, market cap of about $46 billion from its 52-week high. The stock is down about 78%. So if we take a quick look at Shopify, their most recent revenue, I didn't personally think were horrible. Investors didn't like it. This company is not growing as fast as it was same time last year, and that completely makes sense in my mind due to numerous macro impacts that they kind of mentioned. First is the absence of stimulus checks not happening this year compared to same time last year. Right now, we are seeing more kind of users spending more money in things like travel and other type of expenses outside of e-commerce. The second thing you are seeing things like, third is high inflation, and fourth, just the overall kind of labor workforce is pretty expensive, right? So we can see right now that I do believe in the short term, Shopify might not be the best grower, but I do believe kind of seeing into the future, Shopify will be a huge player. If you go onto YouTube right now and take a look how to open up an e-commerce, how to start an online business, how to improve my business, I'm pretty sure most of those videos are going to be showing you tools of Shopify. Their gross market volume also grew 16%, again, even though regardless of all those kind of macro impacts that are happening right now. I do want to say this is also another company that wants to improve and is constantly innovating, either through acquisitions or organic movements. Most recently, they are acquiring a company called Deliver to kind of increase their fulfillment centers, and I do believe this is also a smart move. Again, I do believe in the short term, Shopify might seem a bit scary, but I do believe in that at these price points, in that 5-year time frame, 3 or 5 year time frame, this is going to be a huge player in a huge winner in a portfolio. Now the last company I want to say is one that's very controversial. Not many people like it, and I understandably so. I want to say this is probably one of the most controversial stocks that I own, and this is going to be Meta Platforms, ticker FB. Right now, the stock is sitting at $193, and we can see the stock from its 52-week high is down almost 50%. So Meta Platforms has, I want to say, a lot of people have kind of given it a lot of hate as it's kind of shifting its move into the metaverse and how they're going to spend a lot of money into investing in that market. So I do believe Meta Platforms did a horrible job at explaining what they were really trying to do. Again, I do kind of think my education background and my workforce background, because I kind of saw where that money was going to go. But they shined a little bit more light on it in this most recent quarter. They do mention a huge amount of their investments is actually going into artificial intelligence. If you watched previous videos of Meta Platforms for me about a few months ago when they kind of shifted this, I did mention a huge expense was going to go into artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence is going to help this platform in so many ways. First, it's going to help them kind of make great advertisement moves without the need of a lot of data. We've seen that shift of Apple and how that has truly impacted the business right now. Meta wants to make sure that never happens again. The second way is this kind of artificial intelligence will also make sure to create strong recommendations for the viewers, for the users of Instagram, of Facebook, and it will make sure that people stay engaged in the platform, which at the end of the day is going to increase the amount of advertisements and overall increase the overall revenue. So artificial intelligence is a big play. The company says that's where they're really focusing on, and they're also going to be focused in new technologies with augmented reality and virtual reality. And I think that is a great play. So Meta Platforms, this is a company that has plenty of cash, not going under anytime soon. So I do believe this is another great time for me to add and increase my position on Facebook over time. All right, so those are my 4 stocks. I want to know what 4 stocks you are taking a closer look at this week. Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.